Here goes the moment of truth. This is your weekly TNA Impact Wrestling review, your weekly honest TNA Wrestling review. As a show, put in the comments, was this show a win? Was this show a loss? Was this show a tie? In my opinion, I'm very generous. Very generous. Weak tie. I mean weak. The weakest of weak. If only you knew how much of a weak tie this was, you'd be shocked. This was so close to being a loss, it's not even funny. But again, put in the comments what your opinion of it was. And before I get down to this, I'm just going to put it out there. The reason I haven't reviewed TNA in a few weeks is because I just have zero interest in the product. I have zero passion towards the product. I have no emotional investment towards the characters. If you say it's professional wrestling, I'm going to call you a liar. It's sports entertainment. It's TNA is shit at being WWE when WWE is shit at being WWE. And I'm sitting there cringing the whole time. And it's just, I want TNA. Don't think I'm coming on here. I'm going to be negative Nelly. No, I want TNA to be good so much. I miss the days of fucking standing up in my fucking living room chanting TNA like an absolute fucking imbecile Nimrod. I miss them days. I love them days. I used to love being able to sit back, relax on the. I remember days like January the 4th, 2010, AJ Styles versus Kurt Angle. I remember those days. I do. I remember all the main event Mafia versus the Frontline. What a great idea. What a great idea. I mean, AJ winning the title with No Surrender 09. I mean, Kazarian and jumping off the Ultimate X at Victory Road 08. You could go on and on and on of great moments, of great matches, of great storylines. And now in 2016, we have Fat Hardy, Fat Fuck Tyrus. Just some apps. Oh, I just have zero interest in the show at all. And I'm going to give you the honest review. I'm going to break it down. I'm going to get to live comments at the end. I'm going to break it down before. Actually, that's a lie. I'll get to live comments in the midst of everything in case there's certain things that are in certain matches. But I just want you to know this is not me as a TNA fan, not as a TNA hater, as a wrestling fan who's reviewing what's put in front of me. I don't care if it has a TNA banner on the ring apron, if it has a WWE banner, if it has a New Japan, if it has a Ring of Honor. If Ring of Honor put this product out, I would take this hat off in disgust. And if you think this is the alternative to WWE, you are wrong. It's WWE with a different logo on the buckle. You look up and down the roster. At the end of this show, I'm going to go to TNA.com, okay? And we're going to look down together. I'm going to screen share it, okay? I'm going to screen fucking share the ImpactWrestling.com roster. And together, we're going to look and we're going to laugh, okay? That's going to be fun. So stick around for that right there. Make sure you remind me in the comment section to do it, because otherwise I'll forget. So TNA Impact Wrestling, 3rd of February 2016. Pop TV already dropped down in the ratings. But I'm going to be honest, good-sized crowd. It was hard to find them to see. See, honest. I was happy to see that many people in the Impact Zone, or I think it was in Pennsylvania. I was happy to see that many people because it means good business. The more money they make, the more money the talent makes. The more money the talent makes is better for the business in general, okay? So we start off with iconic, sorry, Fat Hardy, sack of shit Tyrus, and the fat guy's misses. They come out. EC3 chants during Fat Hardy's opening long, dull, and boring promo, so I tilt my cap to the audience there. Then Rabbi Sky says Spliff Hardy is jealous. Great. Then the King of the Mountain champion, Eric Young, comes out. He's joined by Bram. I'm a fan of Eric Young. I think he's a very talented guy. I love the way how he can play so many different characters. I mean, you look up and down his whole career. I mean, the World Elite gimmick was incredible. The gimmick where he was like this whack job like he is now, then before the whack job, but in a babyface way, then as the #1 babyface for the company. I think he did really well. He's one of those guys, one of those cats you could put in every different type of gimmick, and he's going to perform to the best of his ability. So I tilt my cap to Mr. Eric Young. Eric Young then cuts the promo saying he injured Spliff Hardy and says Fat Hardy is doing a good job as world champion, and says the world title goes through him, like what he's done to Bobby Roode and Jeff Hardy, Spliff Hardy, whatever the fuck you want to call him. Then Kurt Angle comes out. Angle says Fatty has been disgracing the World Championship. I agree. And says his next match in the farewell tour, and that is Angle versus Fat Hardy tonight for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. Okay, here we go. So first things first. Why does Kurt Angle have the right to just come out and make a match? And secondly, why does Kurt Angle have that match? Did he win a number one contenders match? I wasn't concerned about. Nah, we don't do number one contenders stuff in sports entertainment no more. That was a short WWE as well. Then we have Beer Money come out. Bobby Roode then cuts a promo saying tonight there'll be a fight between Beer Money and Bram and EY. Obviously, they've done a good job at building this feud. See, there you go, your TNA lovers got that in there for you. They've done a good job building this feud to the point now where I'm actually interested in seeing Bobby Roode and James Storm hook it up with Bram and EY. So they're doing a good job teasing that. Storm then says that they will make sure that Angle versus Fat Hardy will be a fair one-on-one match. Beer Money brawl of EY and Bram, Angle and Fatty brawl in the ring, a Biz and Crazy Steve come out, and then the Wolves come out, they start brawling. Rude cuts a promo saying it'll be Beer Money and the Wolves versus a Biz, Crazy Steve, Eric Young, Bram in a hardcore match tonight. I didn't mind this, sets up tonight's matches nicely, even though some of the matches didn't make sense. Since when do these guys have the authority to make it? You know, there's no authority figure. WWE is sick and tired of authority figures, but damn it, TNA needs one. They need a GM or anything, just an authority figure. Like, I don't want Dixie Carter on my TV screen, I'm going to be honest. Like, get a heel, babyface. WWE is doing a heel authority figure. Why don't we are the alternative. That's a great quote. We are the alternative. Let's get a babyface authority figure. Let's get a babyface authority figure. Please, let's do something different. Let's be different. Let's be what we say we are. As this is the honest TNA review. Be what you say you are. But it was an okay opening segment. I liked how we're building to the 4-on-4 match. I like how we've built Beer Money so far. EY is great. Bram, I'm not too sold on yet. Fat Hardy shouldn't be in the company. Kurt Angle is one of the greatest of all time. So there you go. So I'm going to get to some live comments. We're going to have a quick laugh. I'm expecting 12 dislikes, 5 likes, 0 dislikes. That's what I'm talking about, folks. TNA #1 from Adrian Carmonetti. Okay, please watch alternatives. TNA #1 for life. WWE is to use. WCW will rise from the ashes. Is Matt Hardy trying... Rey Mysterio, we go, first live comment. Rey Mysterio, is Matt Hardy trying too hard to be a heel? No, he's just shit at it. Sorry, I'm against anything. I'm against Matt Hardy's parents for bringing him into the world. Rey Mysterio gives it a tie. I give it a very, 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 very weak tie because I'm generous. WWE versus TNA versus WCW, the big three fighting to the death. I wish WCW would win. Could EC3 be a good face? Yes. It's like Seth Rollins. Like when he gets injured, when he comes back, he's going to be a big face. Like Triple H back in 2002 when he got injured in 2001, when he came back at MSG in the January of 2002, the guy became one of the biggest baby faces in the company. The same for EC3. Why can't Vince just buy TNA already? Like Coco said, he probably already does own some of it. Ricochet for the face of TNA. No, because I don't want him to go there. Jay Briscoe, second face of TNA. No, I don't want him to go there either. Rey Mysterio, if they had brought Hogan and Bischoff, TNA would be better. No, it's not that. It's the money that cost. What, in my opinion, fucked TNA up big time is this John Gaborik guy. In fact, this is a funny thing. Okay, I did business. I got 3 A-star A levels of business. So if you say I don't know what I'm talking about, I got proof that I do when it comes to business. As a business, okay, they have the same staff, the same creative, the same management than what they had at Spike. They made no changes. So they lost Spike under the management. They lost Destination America under the management. Now they're going to Pop TV. Now these morons at Pop TV gave them this TV deal for some weird particular reason. I have no reason to know why. But they haven't changed anything yet. Like they haven't. It baffles me. Like, okay, I own this company in management, okay? And for instance, say we're trying to get on TV. We get on TV, okay? Now we have this great network deal. We lose it. I'm going to be looking at my management and saying, hey, what's going on there? Okay, I'll give you all a second chance, give you a few months. If the ratings go down still at Destination America, then you're fired. You know, put some pressure on them to put on, you know, pressure is a good thing when it comes to business, okay? So they perform. Destination America, if that was any other company, they would be on Destination America doing high ratings. But they're not. They're not changing. There's no risks. It's watching WWE with lesser production quality, lesser talents, the leftovers that WWE don't want, minus Angle and maybe Spliff if you're in a good mood. And I'm a fan of Mr. Anderson, but WWE don't want Mr. Anderson. And it's really sad. I was on live comments, wasn't I? So I'll go back to live comments. EC3, Cage, Pentagon Jr., a few others to join TNA main event scene. Not EC3's already here. I like Mike Bennett. If TNA signed the likes of AJ Lethal Aries, it would be better, yeah. But the thing is, though, that they'll just be, I don't know, it's just a Bishy to TNA. Like, this is great saying all these guys to TNA, but why, as a wrestler, would you go to TNA when you could just go to WWE and make the big bucks? Matt Hardy's wife is so bangable, I'd rub oil on her tits. Yeah, I agree. When was the last TNA pay-per-view that was good? Oh, dude, that was a tough question. Jesus Christ, that was good. Damn, I remember Slammiversary 2012 was very enjoyable. 2013 was the year they started bringing in the one night only pay-per-views. This is a big problem. Okay, so companies like WK or Ring of Honor, they have, month to month, they build to that big pay-per-view. The storylines all build. TNA, they build week to week. It's very difficult. It's very, very difficult to have world championship matches every week, because then it loses the nostalgicness. It loses the high profile feel, the big fight feel to world title matches when they're every week. Okay, so you have the pay-per-views that you build to. Even if it costs you money, it's still better. It makes so much more sense. It's so hard to write a TV show with no pay-per-view, no big payoff. Like, I missed TNA pay-per-views because one night only suck cock, and there's more chance to poke wanking me off than me reviewing a one night only. I think there's a one night only tomorrow, which I won't watch. What do you think of Eric Young? Already touched on that. Kurt Angle versus Zack Sabre Jr., that would be incredible. Spliff Hardy versus Pentagon, never rated Spliff. Lashley versus Cage, that sounds interesting. Adrian Carmenetti, that does sound very interesting. Not Christian Cage, sorry, Lashley versus Cage, that could be very good. Well, back to Impact review. We have a backstage segment where Saka shit Tyrus tells Galloway to leave his World Heavyweight Championship briefcase, which he won for Feast or Fired last week, and walk away from it. Galloway cuts a promo on Galloway calling. Galloway calls Tyrus a bitch. It was fuck. What's the point? Next, Lashley squashed Aiden O'Shea. Then some bird came out. I was uninterested. Next, Maria comes out, cuts a promo saying the Knockouts division is broken. Gail Kim interrupts. Both women look a 10 out of 10 on the scale. Beautiful women. Maria says, you really are a great wrestler, Gail, but I'm a businesswoman. Kim then tells Maria if she wants to contribute, she should get her tights on and wrestle. Maria then just keeps on aggravating her until Kim just snaps, like legit gets her in the corner, literally begging her to fight, really screaming, cutting a really good intense promo. Maria rolls out of the ring. This was good stuff. I'm going to be honest, this was very entertaining stuff. Both ladies cut good promos, both good on the stick. Love the way they're building to this scale. Kim versus Maria. Obviously, they're going to use Maria a lot as well in the Knockouts division because of her star power. I mean, in Japan, she's over as fuck, same as Ring of Honor. So good, entertaining stuff there. Good segment, not going to lie, because this is the honest review. Then we had the Hardcore War. We had the Wolves, which is Davey Rich and Eddie Edwards, with Beer Money, which is James Storm and Bobby Roode, versus Young, Bram, Steve, and Abyss. And this is awful. Like, the commentators, they didn't tell you until halfway through the match what the rules were, which is it's one-on-one until every 2 minutes someone came down the ramp. It was never made clear what team got the man advantage. It's bullshit. It's poor. It's not good enough. Davey Richards and Crazy Steve starts off, and I'm a fan of this Steve chap. He bites Richards' head. He's being a heel. He has this crazy gimmick, so he's introducing crazy elements to his arsenal, to his repertoire, to his offense. And he has great mannerisms. He looks great. I'm a fucking fan of this Crazy Steve guy. And then Bram comes out with a wrench that I used to tighten the buckle. Steve hits a beautiful cannonball on the outside. Storm comes out with a massive crate of beer, like what you get at a pub. And then basically what he does is he puts the beer on Bram's cock and then swings a steel chair at it. Eric Young comes out. EY takes everyone out of a kendo stick. They brawl with weapons. Eddie Edwards comes out. Abyss comes out. Bobby Roode comes out. Roode takes everyone out of a hockey stick. All men hit a finisher with a weapon involved of some kind. That gives a TNA chant for some particular. I literally, when I heard the chant, I was like, "What have I missed something?" I legitimately, hand on heart, I scrolled back to make sure I didn't miss anything. They just started chanting TNA for some really particular reason. TNA fans, hey. All 8 men involved, then they were involved in a 4-way suplex. Abyss hits a nice black hole slam. Bram and Eric Young and Beer Money, they brawl all the way to the back. And then Steve missed in the eyes of Davey. Abyss hits him with a tag belt to get the win. I'm a fan of the Decade group. They look all fucking creepy and whack jobs. All of them. Very good job. Whoever's the agent and managing them backstage with their look and their mannerisms are all top notch. So I took my cap to that. But why was there no backstage follow-up the whole show between Beer Money and Eric Young and Bram? They were seen fighting all the way to the back. There should have been, after the commercial break, there should have been a camera cut to security pulling them apart. That's what should have happened, Wrestling 101. Because in your mind, you're like, oh, okay, so then they're not fighting anymore. They just go backstage and they're just happy, chappy buddies and they drink some of that beer from the crate. No, follow that up. That could have been a great story. Imagine this backstage. You see them beating the fuck out of each other. They're screaming, I'm going to kill you. Security pulls them apart. This is fundamental basics. I'm not being a brain surgeon there, am I? I'm asking for a bit of common sense in my damn pro wrestling. It's not difficult. It's not difficult. It drives me insane why you'd have two guys brawl backstage. Like Taker and Lesnar, watch that. That's done brilliantly. I don't put over WWE very often. That was done brilliantly. I was sports entertained when I watched that. When I watch TNA, I want to be sports entertained because it's a sports entertainment company. I'm actually insulted as a wrestling fan that they have the word wrestling in their title. Okay? It really does annoy me. Then we had Drew Galloway versus Tyrus. Typical TNA. Two men who WWE didn't give a shit about and fired. And yeah, they're in the middle of the TNA ring. Yeah, because TNA is better than WWE. We have the men that WWE can't handle or want to fire. Zero interest in this. It was painful to watch. I mean, Galloway went for his running knee gimmick. The lights go out. Maria's on the ramp. Bennett from behind takes Galloway out with the briefcase. Tyrus just rolls off like, oh, fuck it. Like, wow, I'm getting paid. You know, Bennett, though, to his credit, cuts a good promo about how Galloway thought that the world title briefcase was his miracle, when in fact, the only miracle is that TNA needs, and that's Mike Bennett. I like how they booked Mike Bennett. I mean, a fan of the guy. I mean, he's really improved since 2011 in Ring of Honor, and making the huge jump to TNA. I would have stayed in Ring of Honor, because at least Ring of Honor, they admit what they are. That's a pro wrestling company, and that's what they are. They stick to that. They have a very niche audience. They know they're not going to get past that. They just know that, and it's a fact. Whereas you look at TNA, they classify themselves, oh, we're a wrestling company, and then the next thing they're like, we're WWE's competition, we're sports entertainment. No, make up your mind. You're a sports entertainment company. You're not a pro wrestling company. A professional wrestling company is where they have the sole focus on the bell-to-bell wrestling. This is sports entertainment. It's all about the stories. It's all about the stories. It's WWE. WWE is the sports entertainment brand, which TNA wants to be so much. If TNA went out there and it was completely different, if it looked different, if it didn't look like a lower production value of WWE, I would understand. But no, don't watch Drew Galloway and Tyrus unless you're contemplating suicide. Actually, if you're contemplating suicide, please do not watch that, because I think that might be the thing that crosses the limit. Jesus Christ, I'm going to go back to some live comments. A swig a drink for the TNA fan. Oh, Jesus Christ. Right. Jesus, there's a lot of them. Keep them coming. Beer Money versus Young Bucks. Right. Rey Mysterio. Russo also said bad stuff about John Kaborik. Yeah, John Kaborik is a sack of shit. I always bully the guy on Twitter. If he, like, for instance, they fired Awesome Kong today because she bullied Rebby Sky because Rebby, whatever the fucking whore's name is, got changed in the women's locker room, and Awesome Kong didn't like that because she's not a wrestler. Rightly so. So they fired Awesome Kong instead of, just... I don't know. A lot of comments are just nonsense. You don't have to read them. TNA still gives Pop TV at least 300,000 viewers every Tuesday. Or they could be doing 1 point plus or 1.5 on Spike TV, but they lost that because they fired Eric Bischoff because they're morons. What is the one night only pay-per-views exactly? Basically, we get them over here in the UK. They're every month when there's not a pay-per-view. It's basically just matches. It's matches on pay-per-view because they have to have a pay-per-view for contractual obligations over here in the UK. TNA or WCW in 2000. Oh, you son of a bitch. Oh, Halloween Havoc 2000, in my opinion, is the worst wrestling pay-per-view ever produced in the history of the wrestling business. One night onlys are all bad. Impact sucks. Nitro sucked. I don't know. WWE with no production. What the fuck? Yeah, I agree. Good shout. Rey Mysterio puts, how would you rebuild this show? And how the show can be, how would you rebuild how the show, oh, whoa, this is it, okay, firstly, this is what's going to happen. Secondly, they have these arenas that normally, okay, they're really big arenas that they have no fans in. Fucking shrink the size of it. What they've got now, okay, I would dim the lights so you don't see the crowd as much. Dim the lights on the ring. Fuck the production stage. You don't need that high def shit. You don't need that high def shit, okay? Right now, what you do is you have your main eventers, you have your tag division, you introduce a television title that's defended every single week. It's a factor, period. So that every week you get a TV title match. X division. Also, I'd introduce pay-per-views. Fuck the one night onlys. I'd introduce pay-per-views. So that as you are telling story week to week, as it is a sports entertainment company, you have the payoff. It's so easy to book pay-per-view to pay-per-view. You do a pay-per-view, then you have the aftermath the week after the pay-per-view. Then the week after, you start building, number contenders matches because, they do still exist. And then you'd build to the pay-per-view. and then you'd pay for that big match. You'd have the go-home show. It's standard. It's booking 101. But the representation of the show, it's not bad. It's just, I'd get HD cameras because it's not in HD. That's for damn sure. Hard camera. Some of the camera angles are a bit weird. I just don't like the feel of it. It feels different. It feels fucked up. Like, you can't explain. When you turn it on, it looks like they're trying to be WWE with all this flashy lights. Like, look at Ring of Honor's set. That's a beautiful set. Beautiful set. It's a great set. It's small, precise to the point. TNA with this fuck-off screen now and this long-ass ramp in the tiny building. It doesn't make sense. Imagine Raw taking that fuck-off HD set to the Impact Zone. It would look stupid, right? No, you're a small company, so have a smaller set. This big fuck-off Titantron. No, have it smaller. Have it much, much smaller. If you have to, just you have to have a billboard, okay? I understand you have to have a billboard. Just shrinking the fucker up. Embrace the fact you're smaller. Embrace the fact you're smaller, and stop with these WWE rejects. Tyrus should not be there, okay? Fuck him. Jeff Hardy, get rid of him. Matt Hardy, get rid of him. Keep Anderson, okay? Keep Anderson. Fuck Bram, get rid of him. Let's start fresh. Let's build our talent. Let's build them from the ground. Search the independents, and when TNA go on there scouting, it's WWE, do you want to fire anyone? We're waiting. Like, no. Let's go all around the world and say, hey, look, I think you'd be a great fit for us. We're completely rebranding. We're rebuilding our roster. Firstly, what's the name of the company? Is it TNA? Is it Impact Wrestling? I don't know. The marketing even sucks. I don't know. That's such a tough question, but it's just, I would close the doors. I really would. Fuck, marry or kill Mickie James, Candice Michelle, Maria. Mickie James seems like a great woman, so I'd marry her. Kill Candice Michelle because she's a skank, and keep Maria. Fuck Maria, sorry. Who do you think? What do you think of the new tag team of Abyss and Crazy Steve and that woman? Yeah, I like them. I love their presentation. I love their mannerisms. They do a great job. In ring and mic skills better than WWE. No, they're not. No, they're not. Don't you dare. Who's this? Right. WWE is shit. It sucks dick. TNA is trying to be WWE, which sucks, which automatically makes them suck because they're trying to be something that sucks, but they're shit at trying to be them. If TNA is the alternative, like you guys say, then I'd be like, okay. Well, not you guys. I apologize. It's not all of you. There is a few of you on there that think, TNA is the alternative when it's really not. It's WWE light. It's oh, look at us. It's the big stage. No, it's not. It's not. It's really not. You're like a few hundred. You're like 100,000 in front of Lucha Underground and like 50,000 in front of Ring of Honor. You're not the big stage anymore. Admit it. Embrace it. Embrace it. Okay? The mic's EC3 is gold. He's incredible. He's one heck of a sports entertainer. If I was to build my company, it'd be around that man. It would be, okay? That's the best pickup they've ever had from the WWE wash-ups. The best they've had. Mike in ring? No. Drew Galloway versus Tyrus? How was that a good match? How was that a good match? Lashley versus some Shane, I don't know. He's that irrelevant. I forgot the guy's name already, and I'm fucking reviewing the damn thing. It's not. Okay, it's really not. WWE has AJ Styles. I'm not a WWE defender. I don't want to sound like it, but TNA wants to be WWE, but WWE's still shit. Like, WWE could be a great wrestling company because they got great wrestlers. They're just not. They're sports entertainment. TNA can't be a good wrestling company because most of their wrestlers suck. They can't be a good sports entertainment because the management sucks. Oh, dude, how can you defend that? It's not the same beer money for me. No, but if loving Bobby Roode's wrong, I never want to be fucking right. EC3 interview was so good. That guy could be the main guy for any company. How old is he? I don't know. You have to look that up yourself. I think he's still young. TNA needs better writers. TNA needs new management. Where is the Mohammed Shaya bin and Spud? I have no clue. It's not sports entertainment pro wrestling. Dude, WWE and TNA is sports entertainment. Ring of Honor is professional wrestling. Lucha Underground is a television show. It's a weekly episodic television show. New Japan Pro Wrestling is a wrestling show, okay? All it comes down to, the one-on-one bell to bell. That's all that matters. In New Japan, do you see promos, backstage pre-tapes that last forever? Do you see, 2, 3 in-ring segments a night, like Impact last night? Yeah, 2 to 3 in-ring segments. No. Ring of Honor, you get an in-ring segment if you're lucky. TNA, okay, it's sports entertainment. It's WWE at a minor scale. How can you guys? It baffles my mind how you can defend this. It just baffles my mind. Like, WWE sucks. Like, it's really, really bad, and I'm ashamed to call myself a WWE fan. TNA is just like, I've already sat through 3 hours of Raw, sat through 2 hours of SmackDown. Now I have to sit through 2 hours of Impact. It's just like, come on. It's so like, there's times where it's good. Anything involving the Wolves is good. Beer Money is great, but they don't write it good enough so that I'm interested in them. Okay, it's that simple. Please, just scrap this. Let's get every WWE guy under the sun. Let's scrap it. Right now, I'm going to go through this and speak to you about, So, Matt Hardy, WWE guy. Tyrus, WWE guy. His missus, and then you got Bram, NXT. Kurt Angle, WWE guy. James Storm, and he's TNA. I'll give TNA that. And then you got, fucking Crazy Steve. Good pickup. Great pickup. I adore Crazy Steve. See, fundamentally, great. Picked him up from the Indies. Good job. And then you got Lashley, WWE guy. Some O'Shea, never heard of him. Drew Galloway, WWE guy. Tyrus, WWE guy. Maria, WWE girl. Gail Kim, it's a bit of WWE girl because she was in WWE before. And it just goes on. It just goes on and on of WWE guys that just get fired in the roster of Impact. It's either where you go to retire or it's where you go when you can't get into WWE. And I'm sickens me to say this because I want TNA to be good. I want to come in here and say, look, this was awesome. TNA. But it's not. Okay? When TNA is good, I'm going to put it over. Rewatch January the 5th. I gave the show a win. I said this was great because I was sports entertained. I was emotionally attached to the characters because they were involved in good storylines. Now, this is bullshit. It's not good, okay? It's not. Do not defend this shit. You're embarrassing yourself. Then we had Tiger Uno versus Trevor Lee. We had Gregory Shane Helms, whatever the fuck you want to call him. He comes out. I loved his run in as the Cruiserweight champion in 06. He really did a great job. Helms introduces everyone to Tiger Uno's challenger, which is Trevor Lee. Great pickup. Good job, TNA management. Great pickup. Very good match. Fast pace. What I love about the X division is different. Trevor Lee gets the win with the Cradle Buster for 3. Let's get some talent in this division. Let's build from this X division. There's so many great high flyers out there all around the world. Don't get WWE dropouts. Don't. Stay away. Fuck me. Look around the indies. There's so many of them. Pick them up. Let's make this X division striving. Let's make it thrive. Let's have the point where it was before with AJ, Daniels, Joe. You knew you were watching the future of the business. Let's get it like that. Okay, we got a good start. We got Trevor Lee. We got Togi Ono. That's 2 great workers. Now let's build. Let's start building upon this. Let's start building. Give them characters so that we have some emotional attachment to it as it is sports entertainment. Let's give them some storylines that make sense. Not where we're going to have brawls that go backstage and then they disappear. You don't hear anything from them all night. You don't have cameras backstage probably because you can't afford them because you're too busy spending all this money on Spliff and Fat Hardy. Oh, for crying out loud. Then we have a backstage segment with EC3. This was absolutely bow down. Everyone, right now, if you're watching this, bow down to the God's gift of TNA. This is the real miracle. How this man it's a miracle how WWE let this guy go. It is a miracle. It really is an absolute insanity. Everyone, please bow down. Everyone right now. EC3, ladies and gentlemen. EC3. What a man. Like, if you build a TNA sports entertainer from the ground up, you get EC3. He looks like a star. He carries himself like a star. He cuts a promo like a star. He wrestles like a star. He is a star. Great pickup from WWE. This is the only time. Okay, if you're going to pick someone up who you're going to do something with, not just say, hey, look, we got him from fucking WWE. Jesus, he cuts a great, incredible, phenomenal promo about how winning is an addiction to him. He says he's bringing hell to Hardy. Great promo. It felt so real. I mean, he said bitch. He said shit a few times. You forgot you're watching a wrestling promo. It was so good. This was such a good promo. Coco off air said, look, even if you don't watch TNA, watch this promo. That's coming from a guy who is not the biggest TNA fan at the moment. Honestly, it's a great promo. This is what made this show a week tie, because it was fucking incredible. Great motherfucking promo. Before we get to the main event, we're going to blow 7 more gaskets. We're going to get some live comments. Jesus bloody Christ. Unbelievable. 10 likes, 0 dislikes. I'll be fucking damned. Right. Oh, for God's sake. Does Mike Bennett have potential? Yes, I think Mike Bennett has potential. I really do. Thanks for reviewing. No problem, Joe Hare. Thanks for watching. What's TNA getting in the ratings, not the views? I don't know, because I don't think that they're published. I've tried to look into that, but I just couldn't find it. Have you seen What Culture Wrestling, How WWE Should Have Booked videos? Yeah, I've seen them. I'm not a fan. I don't like the cheesiness for me personally. What do you think of WWE might be bringing back the Cruiserweight title? That's from Ray Mustani. Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I mean, you got lots of high flyers and they're like Devil. I think they could have a good division. ROH is trash. Come on. How was it trash? It's pro wrestling. What TNA is, you stated. You stated TNA is pro wrestling, not sports entertainment. Well, if you're a fan of pro wrestling, which is what TNA is, you would love Ring of Honor, because that's all Ring of Honor is. That's pro wrestling. Caught you out. What happened to the TNA buildings? Used to have a lot of fans packed. Ray Mustani, yeah, I said at the top of the show that I was actually very impressed with how packed this show was. Impact is the show like Raw. TNA is the company. Really? How come then sometimes Josh Matthews calls it the Impact Wrestling World Heavyweight Championship? Sometimes they call it the TNA World Title. How come on the buckle it has Impact Wrestling on it? When Ring of Honor, when New Japan, when they have shows, they have their company logo so they can get the company branded. How come the website's called ImpactWrestling.com? Lucha Underground trash. Rabid, you're trash. I agree. AJ, 40 years old. Fuck him. He's a TNA original, you dumb fuck. You idiot. You absolute dumb fuck. Come on. Idiot. I love TNA, but I hate AJ Styles. I'm sorry. I don't like cursing. I don't like getting that mad over someone's live comments. But damn, you can't just say I love TNA and then say I hate AJ Styles. I could get into ROH that much. Yeah, I can understand if you couldn't. It's not for everyone. It's just if you're a fan of wrestling in its purest, it's great. It's hard for you to say TNA is good. How many times in this show I want TNA to be good? Okay, I want it to be good, but it doesn't because it sucks. TNA equals WWE rejects. Bingo. Ray Mustani, that was a comment that, because, I'm so ticked off from this woman, give yourself a fucking barrel horse there, Ray Mustani. Give yourself a barrel horse. Jesus wept. WWE heard wrestlers, and when they get out, you call them rejects. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, Jesus Christ. They hire wrestlers. Yes, they hired AJ Styles. Yes, I didn't call him a TNA reject. I called him a TNA original, and I called him TNA God. Jesus Christ. TNA fires them because they suck. Sorry, WWE fires them because they suck. Can't wait to see Andrew Everett in the TNA X division. Yes, that's a great shout there. Very good shout, Andrew Carminetti. Rabid Joe, stop defending TNA. It's embarrassing. I thought Impact was a weak tie. A few things are okay, but the majority of this show was bad. That's from Andy Paps. Yes, I agree. EC3 promo was gold. Everything else was pretty bad. Randy Morgan, don't compare to... Whoa. TNA is equal to Lucha Underground. Don't compare. Lucha is better than W, I agree. EC3, one of the best promos in a long time. I agree with you of EC3. TNA build him from nothing. Yes, I agree. Good pickup. There's a difference between, picking someone up who you just want to pick them up because they got the WWE name value. EC3 had no WWE name value. Okay, let me explain to you, Rabid Jones. Okay, listening out there. Okay, right. Simple as this. They picked Mr. Anderson because of his name value. They picked Spiff Hardy because of the name value. Picked Kurt Angle because of the name value. Picked Matt Hardy because of the name value. They picked EC3 because they saw potential in the guy. There's a difference. Lucha Underground is amazing from Ewok from Endor. I agree. LK, don't rage quit. Hopefully the UK shows are decent. RH is sloppy in ring. What the fuck? How can you love TNA and think Ring of Honor's in-ring work is sloppy? Full self fuckers are TNA fanboys. Oh, dude, that's Lennox Whitson. That is a, oh, for God's sake. Unbelievable. Absolute unbelievable. It's EC3 is pro wrestling god. I agree. EC3 or Rollins. Oh, EC3 or Rollins. Oh, depends. As a heel, EC3. As a face, Seth Rollins. How would you rank all the major wrestling promotions from Ewok? Number 5, I'd go TNA. I'll go 5 because there's 5. Number 4, WWE. Number 3, Lucha, as it's not really a wrestling promotion, it's a TV show, and I understand that, and I respect that. It's when I watch Lucha Underground, I know I'm not watching wrestling. I'm watching a TV show. When I watch, and number 2, Ring of Honor. Number 1, New Japan Pro Wrestling. I like both. That's from me, from Endor. About EC3 or Rollins. Yes, keep the live comments coming, but this is driving me mad, and it's just oh, like I don't know what to say to just blindly defending a product that sucks dick. Like, if everyone in that Internet Infantry live chat, and thank you all being there, if they all went in there and said, look, TNA, it's awesome, it's absolutely incredible, you're a liar. No. I watched Impact because they wanted the review, and that's what I did. They want something, I give it to them. Even if there's just a few of them who want it, I give them that. Because they're the audience, they're what matters in the end. Okay? Because if there was no one watching these shows at all, I wouldn't do them. Okay, so you guys wanted the Impact review. I'm watching Impact, I review it honestly. I'm not watching this as a fan of Ring of Honor, as a fan of New Japan Pro Wrestling, as a fan of WWE. I'm watching this as a TNA reviewer. I'm reviewing Impact. In my opinion, the show sucks. I can't help that. There was one good thing. The main event was okay. Here it is that they kicked out of their finishing moves about 16 times, and that's why finishers mean absolutely nothing right now. Matt Hardy, been in the business 20 plus years at least. Angle working the ankle lock, working the ankle. Does Matt Hardy sell after he wins? No. Hardy wins with a fucking twist of fate off the top. It's just, you're a 15-year veteran. That's just in-ring psychology is a lost art in pro wrestling. Filthy disgusting. The fat fuck should be ashamed of himself for not having that ankle like limping. It's not difficult to limp. Part of my heart broke as well seeing Matt Hardy beat Kurt Angle. The part of my heart broke because I love Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle's one of the greatest pro wrestlers of all time, and it breaks my heart. But I'm happy he's going from TNA, so he's not associated with that. But it's just, I don't hate TNA. I want TNA to be great. I remember the days back in 2012 when, Aries had the belt, or Aries, Rude, Styles, Joe, Daniels, just a list of great workers in that ring, night in, night out. They were live on Spike. I remember watching that thinking, this is going to be the time. I'm watching history. TNA is going to beat WWE. Then they fire Eric Bischoff, then they lose the Spike TV deal, and then they lose Destination America. Now they're on Pop TV, getting, $295 this week. And how can you defend that? How can you defend this company? I don't get it. You're like, oh, WWE sucks, TNA's awesome. No, WWE sucks, but TNA sucks at being WWE, which already sucks. Jesus wept. And if you say it's big in the UK, I'm going to slap you because it's not. I checked out the viewership figures for Challenge TV, and they're really low. Like lower than Lucha Underground low. Jesus Christ. So let's get some more live comments. We've got 11 for 1. Of course, we've got a dislike. It only makes sense. It's only fitting for a TNA review. Okay. Here we go. So, do you think Cornette would enjoy New Japan Pro Wrestling? He seems to have the pure sport that he is a fan of Lennox Whitson. Yes, I completely think Cornette would love it. ROH is the best live show I've ever been to, ever, and I've been to hundreds. I'm a purist, and they're amazing. I can't knock them and won't. Randy Morgan, we don't agree on much, but that I agree on. But that's why I'm sporting the merch. I always pay for the events. I always pay for the pay-per-views. Just wrestling in its purest form. When I watch Ring of Honor, I watch it as a pro wrestling fan. When I watch TNA, I watch as a sports entertainment fan. Randy Morgan, I think that's what you're trouble. No disrespect. Like you say you're a bit older. All your life, you've been brought up on pro wrestling. me, 2001, sports entertainment, WWE was all you could watch when you're younger, when you're 5 years old. That's all you can watch. So I've been brought up on sports entertainment. So as I've got older, I've learned to like two things: pro wrestling, sports entertainment. This is the trouble with lots of people. They don't grasp that. It's taken me a long time to grasp it, and I grasp it. When I watch WWE, I watch it so much differently to when I watch Ring of Honor. When I watch WWE, I sit there thinking, okay, I want to be sports entertained. I want to have great stories. I want to have characters that tell me great stories. When I watch Ring of Honor, I want to have two guys go out there, or four guys go out there, bust their ass off in the center of that ring, put on a great performance, tell the story with their bodies, have in-ring psychology, which is a lost philosophy and a lost art, in my opinion. That's what it's all about. So Randy Morgan, I'm glad we finally agree on something. Andy Paps, 1 New Japan, 2 RH, 3 Lucha Underground, 4 NXT, 5 TNA. If you ran TNA, what signings, firings would you make? That's from Joe O'Hare. Oh, right. So first, I would fire Tyrus. I'd fire Matt Hardy. I would fire Shay. I have no clue who that guy is. I'd let Kurt Angle retire. I would keep Lashley because he's a good signing, and he's very good at hiding his weakness. I'd build the company around EC3 for sure as the number one heel, number one baby faces. I would bring in. So, for instance, hiring and firing, that's a lot different. What signings would you make? It's kind of difficult for NXT picking everyone up and already picking everyone up. But for me personally, I'd bring in Ibushi. If this is me and I could bring in anyone, Ibushi for the X Division, but New Japan guys will never go to TNA. I mean, the Team Tremendous from Evolve is top notch. I'd bring in Zack Sabre Jr. to feud in the main event scene. If this is fancy booking, I'd bring in, Sami Callihan, who left WWE by choice, not fired difference. And Chris Hero, I'd bring in, I'd bring in Tommy End as part of a tag team. There's so many people you could bring in. I'd bring in, oh, Jesus, what the fuck's the guy's name? He's part of the Origin and Progress. You've got El Ligero, Nathan Cruz. Nathan Cruz would come in from UK Independence, look the guy up. He looks like a star. He acts like a star, and he's a great worker. Nathan Cruz would be up there in the main event scene. Grado would be in there in the X Division. Rockstar Spud would be more of a character because he's a great character developing because he's sports entertainment. There's so much you could do with the company. And I'm going to be honest, I'm going to do a book TNA show. I'm going to book next week. I'm going to book TNA Wrestling. I'm going to book one show, and I'll show you how I'll do it. Crazy J-Ray, TNA needs an app like the WWE Network, but a whole lot cheaper, so it'll get them more matches and shows out there for the fans. I agree. If you want to defend shit products, go watch Straight Shoot. I agree. Fire Dixie Carr. Agree. Could you rank the world champions of WWE, NXT, Ring of Honor, New Japan, PWG, TNA, Lucha Underground? WWE, you've got Triple H. I mean, one of the all-time greats, in my opinion. NXT, you've got Finn Balor, incredible. Ring of Honor, you got JD Fall, incredible. New Japan Okada, incredible. PWG, Roderick Strong, incredible. TNA, Matt Hardy. It says, speaks for itself. Lucha Underground, Mil Mortez, incredible machine. Ring of Hemorrhoids is trash. TNA. Yeah, all right. Adam Cole and Matt Taven need to save TNA. Adam Cole, great shout. WWE's talent pool is deep as fuck, but I've used toilet paper in a better way than they use their talent. It kills me on the inside. Yes, it's so bad. Even as watching as a sports entertainment fan, it's disappointing what they're doing with them. Should Angle go to WWE? Maybe one last payday. Yes, they're overkill. Their finishes nowadays, yes. Angle should retire while he can still walk, same as Brian, I agree. What I mean, they overdo them now and they over finish. What do you think of Ryback's new look? No offense taken, LK. I'm a passionate fan. That's why I tune into KOCO'S streams. Disagreements happen. Yeah, that's the fun part. But we disagree, Randy Morgan, and we give reasons why. Not TNA. Like, there's a difference. Like, and I respect that. Obviously, it's different. Like, for instance, Cornette. I'm not going to shout Cornette because I understand he's brought up on a lot different what I am. You can't help the age gap, and you got to try and understand age gaps, and you got to understand like what you're brought up upon. And people need to understand sports entertainment and pro wrestling are two completely different things. If I was reviewing this as a pro wrestling show, I'll be honest with you guys, it would have been a loss. But I'm reviewing it as a sports entertainment show, and they did have a couple of good storyline advancements. Ewok says Ryback looks like Goldberg. Who has the weakest roster in pro wrestling? Small indies aside. TNA's got a really poor roster. I don't mean to be horrible, but they do. Like, they have EC3, they have Kurt Angle. They have Bobby Roode. If you build a pro wrestler from the ground up, you get Bobby Roode. I love Bobby Roode. And you got the Wolves. I can't picture a talent roster that's worse than it. I'm really struggling too. I can't help that. It's just, and I don't mean to be horrible to TNA defenders. I don't, because it's not their fault that they just don't get it. They just don't get it. They think, oh, I'm watching the alternative to WWE. No, you're not. You're watching WWE leftovers perform in front of a smaller crowd to a smaller audience, and the writing is worse than WWE if that's possible. Jesus Christ. They have to push Ryback now. He looks like Goldberg. Ryback looks like Goldberg. Has TNA ever signed anyone that left WWE on their own accord? They signed. Who was the guy who left? I said it earlier. No, that was Sami Callihan. Actually, you're right. No, Jeff got fired. Fatty got fired. Anderson got fired. Angle kind of left on his own accord because he didn't want the schedule, if I'm right. So we could go with Angle. Goldberg fucks Ultimate Warrior, out pops Ryback. Yeah, a fucking 6-year-old out pops Ryback. Matt Hardy is incredible. Matt Hardy is iconic. The only reason Angle should go back to the way is to put him in the Hall of Fame. I agree. Was iconic. I've never been. I hate the Hardys' parents for giving birth. One wrestler from WWE could save his career in TNA. Yeah. Good call on Sami Callihan. I definitely put him in. You booking TNA should be interesting. Beer money, slags. Could Ryback be big for WWE? Maybe. I mean, marketing-wise, yes, he's got the Feed Me More gimmick. It's just, would he connect to the crowd? That's what it's all about. If he can connect to that mainstream crowd, I think he could be in for a winner. Anything else live comments-wise? Matt Hardy in TNA or Matt Hardy in RH? Matt Hardy in RH, his gimmick was, I hated him, which was his gimmick. But apologize to Rick Rude. I apologize to Rick Rude. I hated Matt Hardy because he was shit. And everyone else in Ring of Honor was 10 times better than him in the ring. I apologize to Rick Rude. Rule number 716. I apologize to Rick Rude wholeheartedly. I liked Matt Hardy because he was shit in the ring, but he was so bad in the ring that I hated him. That's the heel thing of 2016. If you're shit in the ring, you're going to get booed. Then people say, oh, he's a good heel. No, Matt Hardy was not a good heel in Ring of Honor. He was a shit wrestler. Okay, there's a difference. I apologize to Rick Rude wholeheartedly. I'm going to have 13 likes, 1 dislike. Obviously, you got to have the dislike, and there's TNA. Hide this secret, I mean weakness. How long before TNA signs the recent NXT releases? Ewok says 2 weeks. Generous. I say in 2 hours. Bull and Tyrus are going to team as the Disco Diners. Scum, one of the greatest factions in Ring of Honor history. Yeah, I do agree there. That was a good time period for Ring of Honor. So that's going to do it. Again, make sure you keep the comments coming even after the show airs. Aired live on the archive section on KocoSports.net. That's KOCO'S where the world goes to kick out, show combat sports, and above all, where it's okay to be a passionate fan. Oh, damn, this was very entertaining to do. I did enjoy this show a lot. Thanks for all the live commenters. Hope you enjoyed the show. Thank you for listening to Listen to On Demand. Like, comment, subscribe. ProWrestling.me. Sign up. It's 100% completely free. At LK Wrestling on Twitter. This has been your honest TNA review. Stay safe, stay well, everyone. Hopefully everyone has a great day. Hopefully the Impact's good next week. And I'll catch your asses down the line.